I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
Welcome back to Oops, the podcast. I'm Francis Ellis. I'm joined by Giulio Gallerati, my co-host. Hey, G. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How is everybody today?
Dude, everybody's good, man. I'm feeling good. It's a beautiful day out. The weather's turning for the better. I know like a week or so ago, I was bitching about how March sucks because you expect it to be nice and then it's not. It's like oftentimes as bad as January and February.
It is.
So it's nice to see a few good days in a row of weather up here in the Northeast.
So my birthday is March 26th.
Coming up, baby.
It is a horrific time of year to have your birthday.
Why do you say that?
Well, it's impossible to plan a birthday party. You don't know if you can do something indoors or
That's
outside,
true.
right?
That's true.
People are often traveling on the weekends of my birthday. People, making a last season trip down to Florida or a last season ski trip.
Yeah.
There's never anybody around for my birthday.
What sign are you?
Aries.
Aries. I think that's like a random sign, kind of.
I don't know anything about it.
I don't either, but I just don't know that many people who are Aries. So.
Well, let's think about it, right? 9 months prior to March 26th, let's call it April 1st for simplicity, would be... No, that's not right.
No?
It'd be like the July 1st would be the day I was potentially conceived.
Oh, right.
Right?
I went in the wrong direction.
You did. That's okay.
What are you gonna do?
So July 1st I don't know. I guess people don't really have that much sex in the height of summer.
I mean, but dude, fucking 4th of July weekend, bro.
Yeah.
You're a 4th of July baby.
Is the 4th of July a holiday that you've had lots of sex on? Historically?
I don't know, dude. I have no idea, to be
Certainly
honest.
for me, not with the intention of having a child.
A 4th of July is a day that you have sex during the day. It's like Boston Marathon Day. That's like the day you're most likely to get a blowjob before noon.
Wow.
This kid I knew got one at like 9:30 in the morning.
Good for him.
This guy Trotter.
That's quick.
He's a legend, dude.
Trotter?
Or like 9:30 a.m. You're like having sex. It's like crazy.
Trotter, I hardly know her,
But dude, think about new sex. It's not like somebody slept over and then you had sex in the morning. It's like he met this person at 9 a.m. and had sex with them.
A new business development.
New business development that early in the day is rare.
Wow. Well done, Trotter. I have so much that I want to talk to you about.
Please, dude.
First of all, on the birthday issue, what am I supposed to ask for? My only answer at 31 for my 32nd birthday is that I don't want anything. Because that seems like the politically correct response when my girlfriend or my parents ask me, what would you like for your birthday?
Right.
I feel as though I'm, supposed to say that I don't want anything.
And now the question is, of course, do you mean that or not?
Well, the real truth is that I want money to help pay my credit card bills.
Right.
Help, take over one cycle of credit card bills. Team, family, girlfriend, team up.
Speaking of team, we were discussing this. I'm obviously moving. Francis has been moving and he's doing all these social obligations. We were discussing team suicide because of how insurmountable our bills are.
Oh,
or maybe that was just me saying it. I
don't
know.
know.
I don't know if you committed. I don't know if you committed to the
God.
fact.
It's so dark. I'd forgotten that you jokingly said we want to jump off a building when we look at the credit card bills that come that associate alongside a move.
Yes.
And yeah, you're right. We talked about it.
It's just a tough time of year. Like things are compounding. Like I have to pay my taxes, which are brutal, and et cetera, et cetera. But dude,
that's the other thing. My birthday comes right around tax time.
Yeah, it's tough.
Not a good birthday, March, because end of March.
It's a tough birthday.
It's not quite spring. People aren't excited yet. It's not winter where people are accustomed to it.
Right. People are like over winter.
And people are over winter, right? So even if you had a February birthday or a January birthday, you could do something fun indoors. You could totally embrace it, right?
Yeah.
We're going laser tagging. Or we're going to do a big board game day in front of the fire and
Right.
eat hallucinogenic mushroom chocolates or something.
Right.
Whatever it is. End of March, terrible birthday. Always has been.
You're in limbo.
No man's land.
Yeah.
I'm in no man's land.
Yes.
So back to my question.
Yes.
What am I allowed to ask for my birthday?
It just depends what you want. And I know you said now you want money or whatever, but I feel like I mean it when I say I don't want anything. Like I don't want my parents to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like also fucking think of it yourself. Like that's the point of the gift.
Yeah, but
Like
here's
when my girlfriend asks me, what do you want? I'm like, fucking, I don't know. You know me.
Dude, here's the problem. When you don't give them direction, you end up getting things that you don't want or need. And then
Right.
you come home with a 4 new sweatshirts or weird things that
Right.
you don't even have room for.
Right.
You know, a pair of indoor shoes that make your feet sweat.
Dude, it's like the point of gifts is it's a gift, it's a surprise. Like without that, it just isn't fun. The whole like practical gift giving thing, I'm not that on board with. Like, tell me what you want, I'll get it for you. Like, it's just like, I don't know. It makes it less fun. You know?
But do you trust the people in your life to know you well enough to come up with something that you will genuinely be happy about instead of having to actually just make space for or throw out once you get over the guilt of throwing it out?
I don't feel guilt about throwing gifts out.
Immediately?
Not immediately, but like if I get something from someone that I don't want, this is about me.
If
This is
I
a gift for me.
Yeah.
It's not a gift for you. I don't care if, you know, I'm not going to be like, why'd you get me this? I'll just kind of like quietly push it aside or into the garbage.
Yes, but if I receive a gift from my mother, say,
Mhm.
there's at least a 6-month latency period during which I will
You have
look
to
at
say
it
you use it.
saying, I'm not going to use that and I don't want it, but I can't throw it out
Okay.
because I love my mother.
No, all right, fine. That's fair.
And then eventually you remember Marie Kondo's
yeah.
lessons, and then you summon the courage to
Get rid of shit.
rip the Band-Aid off and get rid of the thing she gave you.
I still feel fine about your politically correct answer. Nothing. Let them figure it out.
But saying nothing always results in something you don't want.
But how do you know? Like every time so you're going to be like, I want this specifically. And then you're going to get it and you will have been expecting it. And you'll be like, oh, wow, this is the thing we discussed that you would get for me.
I think better that than
Oh,
fucking rubbish. Flotsam and jetsam.
dude, your family, like, you know, your girlfriend knows you well.
I trust her more than I trust my poor parents. My parents are, I don't know what the hell. They'll get me a bathing suit that I don't want.
You know what my parents do now? They ask my girlfriend.
That's a good thing to do.
But it's funny because I'll end up getting gifts from them that they would never normally get me. Like they got me this like, it was a cool gift, but it was this like GQ quarterly sort of like product box.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Mom and Dad, how'd you guys think of this?
Yeah.
They're like, we have your box of all your products. I'm like, what? What the fuck is going on? This is so weird.
I asked what I really wanted from my parents was a nice framed picture of my baby niece.
That's nice.
But I don't know if they're going to have their act together quickly enough to do that. That seems like a very nice gift to ask for.
Yeah. It's well,
Because they'll feel good about giving it to me.
that actually sounds like that request almost sounds like you're planning to ask them for something much more significant because of how sweet of a thing it is to ask for.
Oh, I'm buttering them up?
Yeah.
And by the way, if you feel like throwing in a treadmill,
Right, exactly.
just know.
You feel like making my mortgage payments.
Yeah. Dude, so anyway, do you have a spend limit established with your girlfriend for birthday gifts for each other?
No. Like we always say we're not going to go crazy and we usually don't. But like it's fun to like get something crazier than they expected, but it becomes unsustainable potentially if you have to keep trying to one up yourself.
Yeah, you gotta, once you set the bar,
Right.
You shouldn't come in under that too far.
But there's different ways to kind of navigate that. Like you can have a really expensive gift and then the next time do something really thoughtful to kind of like make the gauge of the expensive gift kind of go back down. So the next time you get like a nice gift like that, it doesn't have to be better than the gift before.
That's a risky game there, Giulio. You're playing. You come in with $1,000 incredible gift, and then the next time you build her a birdhouse. You know, you better hope that thought really counts. She better really love birds.
That's funny. Okay, so fair. It's a fair point. But the pivot, you have to pivot in some way. Like if you get some nice piece of jewelry, like you can't just get the same. Like if you were to get nice jewelry again, it has to be like a completely different kind of jewelry or something. You can't just get in someone fucking lockets or whatever.
No.
You know what I mean?
People have a threshold for lockets.
There's there's also an age limit for lockets.
You can only receive so many lockets before.
Do people even get lockets anymore? I don't know.
Is the locket where you have the picture on the inside?
Yeah, like I guess
Heart-shaped locket.
You don't have to, or cocaine. You can have like drugs in a locket.
Is that what they do?
I think the locket opens like from the front, and the cocaine one would have to open from the top, and then you have the little scooper.
Oh my God.
That's a thing.
Really?
Like I definitely have encountered people who had like a bullet, and like when you open it.
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah, it sounds, you know.
Well, good for them. So my birthday's coming up. We'll see. I'm not
Exciting,
sure.
man. Well, good luck. Good luck to you.
I got so much to talk about. I was in Jackson Hole, Wyoming for
Looked
a bachelor
fun.
party. Giulio, let me tell you this. First of all, I had a great time.
Great. Love
Great time. And do you know why I had a great time?
If you're hanging with your boys.
Sure. But for me, you know me, I feel a welling of anxiety when I'm not home, especially these days, especially having become so accustomed to the comforts of home and living in a very comfortable home. The prospect of departing that home, not having my perfect Tempur-Pedic pillow, not having the temperature just as I want it to be.
Cloud couch.
Yeah. All these things.
Kojai.
Not having access to vegetables, there's so many things that I need. I'm such a pamper. I pamper myself.
You're high maintenance.
I'm high maintenance.
You're high maintenance.
But I maintain myself. So it's not as if it's a huge burden on other people, maybe outside of my girlfriend. But when you don't have access, when you're eating pizza, because it's the simplest thing to get for everybody, and you're eating pizza, and then in the morning it's like, shitty eggs.
There's no overnight oats.
No overnight oats. And then for lunch, everyone's just surviving in this house of 19 bros.
Is that how many people were in the house?
Well, there were two houses right next to each other, each sleeping eight to 9 people.
Did everyone have a bed?
Everyone had a bed, but some people had far better beds than others. And
how did they allocate the beds?
Well, I would think it would be sort of pecking order to the groom.
Okay, interesting.
And he determined the bed situation beforehand.
That's really mature.
It wasn't a gold rush.
Yeah, that's
for
smart.
the early arrivers.
Where people are literally the alpha male gets the best bed situation.
Yes. But dude, here's the thing. Ready? So first of all, I had the wherewithal to reach out to my friend, the groom, prior to the bachelor party and said, listen, you can put me in anywhere, but I just know that I will be a far more amenable person on this trip if I'm able to sleep well.
The bed lobby.
I can't sleep with people who are snoring. So just if you're going to put me with someone, that's fine. Just put me with somebody who doesn't snore. And he was like, I think we'll be able to get you your own bedroom. And because of that overture, I was given my own queen bed. And not only that,
Special needs.
There were two houses. One house was the sort of party gathering house where all the frivolity took place. And then the other house was simply a sleeping house.
Right.
I was camped in the sleeping house at the end of the hallway in a queen bed by myself. It was game changing. The horror of the people sleeping in the party house.
Dude, oh my God.
What they faced and had to endure.
So you could tap out and then Like, say if the party was still ripping at 1 a.m., you could go home and have perfect silence and go to bed.
That's what I did.
But the people in the party house could not do that.
Well, yes, correct. And
Yeah.
and for the most part, everyone was slowing things down around 1:30. But also, I think the people who had been selected to sleep in the party house, for the most part, were the people who were more inclined to partying.
Right.
And so it was very carefully drawn up.
Mm-hmm.
And having said that, in the main house, there was, this massive open space with the kitchen and the living room where all the beer pong games were happening. And then there was there was a loft space, an open balcony loft space overlooking that whole thing, which had 4 basically cot beds on it. And there were 4 guys that were sleeping there.
Jeez.
And those guys, credit to them, they bore it, stoically. They were fine with it. They seemed to be fine. If I had been quartered in one of those beds, I would
Still be recovering.
I would have left 2 days early. I would have pulled the ripcord.
3
2 days early.
nights?
I would have been yeah, so I was there. Yeah, I was there for 3 nights. Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday. No, maybe 4 nights I was there.
Nice.
We skied 3 days. So
Wow.
yeah, 4 nights. Now, on the way home, I was exhausted. I posted some Instagram stories of the flight anxiety.
Yeah.
First of all, being on a bachelor party, there is no experience that I can think of that will make you appreciate your home more than a bachelor party.
especially
31.
if you like do some weird shit with the strippers.
That was dude. Honestly, fortunately, my friend group just isn't. That's not really the taste of my friend group.
That's great. But I wasn't implying.
No,
that
yeah,
was
I get
was
what
happening.
you mean.
However, like I imagine that's even more. That feeling must be even more intense when you're like doing drugs and there are strippers, like missing and appreciating home.
Yeah, that is a nightmare.
That's like dark.
That is dark.
Not ideal.
I couldn't tell you the last time I was close to a stripper. It was years and years ago.
Yeah, I guess it's been a while for me too.
But here's the thing, right? So, I loved this bachelor party because we were skiing all day outside, and coming out of the pandemic and the solitude and of being in New York and in our apartment, this trip, in a way, did what I had really hoped Jamaica would do, and Jamaica did this. But the stimulation of seeing mountains and the fresh mountain air, that change of scenery was so dramatic compared to, as we've said, the gray wall we've been staring at throughout the pandemic, that I appreciated it. I felt like someone coming out in a covered wagon, having reached the West on the Oregon Trail,
Right.
for where all of a sudden we're here. We've beaten the diphtheria. We've fjorded the river. We lost Aunt Marge, but we're here with the babies, and we can't wait to stake our claim to this new 4,000 acre plot of land, which is ours simply because we were here first. Indians be damned. That's how it felt. And every day we would walk out, and you're in this sort of basin between these mountain ranges, the Grand Tetons.
They're amazing, right?
It is so spectacular and so stunning. And there were feet upon feet of snow across the pastures and the prairies, and it was untouched.
So beautiful.
It was beyond belief. I just was happy to be there. You're exercising all day as you ski. You're bonding with your buddies on the chairlift. You're not taking the skiing so seriously that your feet hurt or you're exhausted. Everyone feels at liberty to go in for a beer whenever they want. But if you do ski enough, you feel you've taken care of your exercise. That's what I love about a ski trip, right? Same with a hiking trip. It's like you've earned, at the end of the day on this vacation, you don't feel like you need to go to the hotel gym out of guilt to get your exercise before you go party at night.
Right. It's like a net zero for sure, because you're going to kind of be exercising. Here's a question I have for a person who does not ski. Is the move to like drink beers throughout the day as you're skiing, or you drink beers at the end of the day in the lodge or whatever?
For me, the moment I've had my first beer, that is the end of my ski day.
What about smoking weed and skiing?
I'm not really, to me, dude, it's similar, if not more scary than it would be to do that to drive.
Got it. Interesting.
Skiing is fucking dangerous, dude.
No, totally. I just hear like stories of people smoking joints on the chairlift. I don't know about drinking. I just was, like,
those are
curious.
also like the snowboarders who don't wear helmets and
It's like a wild card move.
wear like retro onesies that they bought on eBay that are like turquoise, magenta, and yellow.
Do you?
And listen to fucking music while they snowboard and then think they're the shit. But the reality, and they have those little goatees, you know, the soul patch, whatever that is.
Yes, I do.
They got a little soul patch. Those guys,
Interesting.
90s grunge snowboarders
Spiked hair.
who huff inhalants, whatever they find under the kitchen sink, paint thinner, turpentine,
Yeah, fucking
Bums.
coming after snowboarders.
bums.
Do you ever drink or smoke on the golf course?
Yeah, I'll drink on the golf course. But again, I don't love to.
Right, because I mean, you won't have your best round.
Yeah, I won't.
Right?
I won't top three beers.
And that isn't. It's not fun to not be able to do something as well as you normally can.
Right, but
That's frustrating.
Skiing is dangerous.
Right, I'm
you
sure.
you ski impaired, and I mean, first of all, if it's a crowded mountain, you could hit some kid,
That's not good.
or just falling. I don't want to fall at this
Dude.
point in my life.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
You know what a ski fall is? A ski fall is could be a 100-foot fall. Not free fall, but just tumbling, jackhammering down the mountain, sliding,
Yeah, you get really. I mean, people
torn
die
ACLs,
skiing.
concussions, all that. Liam Neeson's wife died skiing.
I know. R.I.P. Sad.
One of the Kennedys, I think, was killed skiing.
Yeah, it's like a high risk activity. If you are drunk and you like hurt somebody else, is that like a thing, like a ski UI?
Oh, well done. Well done.
Thank
I
you.
think it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it is. I would
Yeah.
think so. So that was my bachelor party that I did, and I had a great time, and I was.
Tell me about your car trouble, dude. I saw that on your Instagram.
Oh yeah, so that was the night we arrived, and
Was that your rental?
No, that was other guys that were at the house were going out to get pizza, and there was so much snow that they drove 2 feet off of the plowed driveway. There was a curve and it was dark, and they didn't turn as hard as they needed to. And as soon as they were 2 feet off the plowed area, they
Jesus.
could not move it.
Damn.
And this guy from AAA, I mean, he was trying everything and he couldn't get it going.
Damn.
It took
dude.
an hour and a half for him to like finally dislodge the car.
Jesus.
But all of this is to say, I have a question for you. And we've talked about something like this before, but the flight home from the West, from Jackson, from California, wherever, Denver, a long cross-country flight, when you're hungover and exhausted from a bachelor party, your pores are leaking beer. You haven't
Did you drink a lot of
slept.
beers?
Oh my God. Oh my God, it was disgusting. Just playing Civil War and like beer pong until all hours of the night. What, to me, that is up there with the worst Sunday scaries you could possibly have. But there are other Sunday scaries that are really bad too. And my question for you is, what, in your estimation, are the worst Sunday scaries? And I'll give you a couple options, right? And by the way, it doesn't have to be Sunday scaries. It could be, it
I
just
have
be
something in
scaries.
mind.
Breaking the law, like knowing that, you know, you're in the trouble and you got to call your parents and bail you out of a jail cell. Betting losses, having lost a bunch of money betting on football, whatever. Having to face a cross-country flight with a middle seat.
Would this count? I remember when I used to teach tennis. Like when you teach, I don't know anybody who's ever instructed anybody in sports or before, but like that's you earn that money. Like you make a decent wage, but like you can't even check your phone. You know what I mean? Like not that you want to check your phone, but it's a job that is difficult. So I remember there were times where like I'd go out, right? And I'd be like, oh, I'm not going to go too hard tonight because I have to teach tennis from 8 till 7 tomorrow. I have lessons
Oh my God.
straight through, no lunch break type of thing. And I remember having nights like that where I didn't sleep and I walk on the court at 8 a.m. for my first lesson. And I literally just wanted to like start crying because I know how long my day was about to be.
Now, it's really bad in the morning. Would you hit a point in the day where you felt, oh, you know what? I'm going to make it?
Yeah. Yeah. Like when you wake up or don't wake up, you know what I mean? Like I'm sure I tried to take like a 20-minute nap when that happened or something. And you're like trying to get out of bed and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to make it through the day. That is definitely the worst point. But you're right. Like you hit a point in the middle of the day where you feel okay.
You get a second wind
Yeah.
or it's within reach and you're feeling a little better.
So this is the thing that's dangerous. When say that you have like a crazy Saturday night and then Sunday comes around and you had such a fun night that you're kind of like running on fumes still and like you feel okay and you feel positive and energetic. And then like you start to get really tired at the end of the day. And then Monday is just absolutely terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like before those Sunday scaries set in.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, dude, the cross country flight, as far as like conventional Sunday scaries are concerned, like you have work Monday, Sunday, you're trying to recover. The older you get, you need more than one day to recover.
Yes,
Like Monday just really sucks in that situation,
it does.
which is why fucking Friday Night Lights, baby, go hard on Friday night and you
Yeah.
should be good by Monday.
So this is something I did on the bachelor party and okay. So the night we got there, drank and went pretty hard. That was Wednesday night. Thursday night went hard. Friday night went super hard. Like different level. Woke up on Saturday. We had to drive to the mountain. We skied Grand Targhee that day, which is we skied Jackson the first 2 days and then we skied Grand Targhee the third day. It's like I guess a smaller mountain, but it's really cool. And it's more of a local mountain, more of a locals vibe. Fewer people. In the morning it was super windy, so they had to like close the lifts for a bit. And when that happens, apparently this happens a lot. Everyone who's there, all the locals, just go back out into the parking lot, set up picnic tables and like tailgate until the
cool.
mountain reopens.
That's cool. That's fun.
And grill and all this out of the back of their cars in the parking lot. So that was cool.
Awesome.
But we were driving up the winding sort of mountain pass, and I'm in the back seat, and I get car sick as it is. I am beer hungover,
The worst feeling in the world.
very full stomach, had consumed so much liquid beer.
Drinking water doesn't help.
Nothing. You can't consume anything.
Headache.
By the time we got to the mountain, I was so concerned that I was going to throw up in my mask all over everybody that I couldn't be around people. I needed to like be off on my own. And I kept thinking like, I know if I throw up, I'll feel better, but I don't really want to throw up because I would just be doing it in the woods or on a pile of snow. And then your hands are all gross. And like, I don't have a toothbrush to rinse out my mouth, all of this, whatever. Finally, I somehow actually turned the corner and felt better.
Great.
But it was hell. So that night, Saturday night, the last night that we're there, I know I've got this cross-country flight the next day. We had a big group dinner, and then we played poker and stuff like that. I had 2 drinks.
Nice.
Just 2. I drank like 15 LaCroix seltzers.
Did that. I mean, that seems like a pretty good arc for like a 4-day.
It was first of all,
build up to Friday, then kind of cool off Saturday.
it was a really smart thing to do, knowing I had that the next day. However, I still felt shitty the next day
For sure.
because all the shit from the previous days finally caught up.
Right. And not only that, like Friday sounded like a multi-day recovery night.
Oh,
anyway,
sure.
The way
It
that you
sure
went
was.
for it.
But here's the last piece I'll tell you. So on Sunday, the day I'm flying home, we drove to the car rental place, Avis, to return our car. And I had to use the bathroom. And I went into their bathroom hurriedly, did my business, and saw that they didn't have any toilet paper left. So I used my mask.
Whoa.
No. What?
Whoa.
I had
Was
a
it a temporary
disposable.
mask?
I had a disposable temporary mask. Just one of those black. You know, you.
I mean, it's clever.
Let me tell you something. Not the worst thing I've wiped with. Not the worst.
Did you have another mask?
No, I had to go out basically dabbing, leaving the Avis to get outside, and then someone else had one for
Oh
me.
man, is there anything more tragic than the no toilet paper situation? I mean, you got lucky, man. That's actually not a terrible
It's not.
scenario.
The mouth
ultimately.
side of the mask is a rather pleasant, cottony,
It's not
soft feeling.
And it's sort of like rough and industrial enough too that you can get the job done.
Oh, it sure clean as a whistle. back
Potentially
there.
better than a tissue.
I have gone through hundreds of masks since that day, wiping away. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, dude, using a mask, not the worst thing if you're in a pinch.
Not too bad. Dude, a connecting flight is also pretty terrible and
I won't
Sunday
do
scary.
I won't do it.
Did you do direct back?
Direct back.
It's
All
smart.
my friends flew connecting. And you know what? I have a friend who advocates for connecting flights. He says, you know, all in all, the time doesn't really matter that much. It's not that much different. I don't care. The process of getting off of a flight, waiting around, getting to the next gate, getting back on a flight, taxiing back out to the runway, and taking off again. It adds so much mental baggage.
It adds up, dude. It's like X-rays. You just can't do too many connections
Yeah.
in a year.
Yeah.
It adds up.
So I agree.
It'll fuck you up.
I will pay hundreds of dollars more for a direct flight. I really will.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So you flew from where? From Jackson to New York?
to Newark. Yeah.
Wow. That's fucking impressive, man.
Yeah.
Well, dude, it sounds like, you did not half-ass the bachelor party.
Sure didn't.
Which
Sure
is good.
did not half-ass it. I went whole ass with my mask and my drinking and my behavior.
Whole ass.
Our
Yeah.
boys over at Don't Half-Ass Anything, they are a phenomenal, very cool lifestyle
They're
brand.
still YOLOing over there.
They are
Half-assing anything.
They're about to mount a big rock climbing bid to summit Half Dome in
awesome.
Yellowstone, or
Yosemite.
Yosemite. And you've been there, right?
I've never been to Yosemite.
Wow, it's
Have you?
no, I don't think so.
I'd like to go.
But they're huge. I mean, they're rock climbers, they're mountaineers. These guys are fucking legit people.
They're also
dude.
funny guys. Like
They're funny.
they have fun novelty products. I think I read somewhere in one of their descriptions the morning espresso
Oh,
a lot of ass things. But anyway, we've talked about this before, but you got to get yourself one of the life-size ass shot glasses.
That's right.
They're insane.
If you ever joked with a friend of yours who you knew to be fond of eating butt, as the kids say, this is the vessel of drinking for that friend in your
yes,
life.
it surely is.
It's a little shot glass in between two butt cheeks. You fill it up. People take the shot from the ass.
And it's life-size butt cheeks.
Sure is.
And in order to take the shot, you need to lift it, which then literally looks like you're just eating a standing person's ass.
That's right. That's right.
Don't half-ass anything.
Don't
even
half-ass
drinking.
anything.
Whole ass.
Use promo code OOPS15 right now. Don'thalfassanything.com. They've got phenomenal merch.
They have cool hoodies.
They
and
really
t-shirts
do
and
have
stuff.
really cool hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts, mugs, and then the ass plate is a must-have. So go
Yes.
check them out. Don'thalfassanything.com. Don't half-ass anything on Instagram.
Awesome. Good shit, man. Well, welcome back. You have another bachelor party coming up, and I'm actually pretty jealous. You've had a very well-rounded bachelor party experience.
Yes.
You're doing, nature, Vegas. There's like good.
You know one thing that's cool about the bachelor party? And my girlfriend is open to me. If I said, "Hey, I want to go on a boys trip," she wouldn't care. But the bachelor party somehow is an automatic green light.
Oh, I know. It's great.
There's no pushback whatsoever.
It's great.
It's as if it's like a sacred rite of passage. And the reason is because girls have bachelorette parties. Same deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a complete quid pro quo.
It's
a
really
tit
nice.
for tat. You go to those, I go to these. These are our things. We got to do them. What
It's-
choice do we have?
It's really nice.
Got to go to Vegas for 4 days. Got to go to Jackson Hole for 4 days.
Dude, yeah.
It's almost like a work trip.
I know. It's great. And that's a nice thing about our kind of job to begin with is like we have to do these things. Not the bachelor party, obviously, but like a work trip. Sometimes it can feel like, a vacation sometimes.
A little bit.
Depending on what
Depending,
you're doing.
I don't know where you're going on the road. Places I go on the road doesn't feel like vacation.
Well, but just depending on what it is you're doing. And I don't just mean for doing stand up. Like if I'm shooting a commercial or something,
that's
there's
cool.
a lot of downtime.
Yeah, you do get cool places to go for your commercials. That's true.
So that's cool. But dude, it's really nice to have some kind of angle so that there's no discussion. There's no kind of like you need to approach the subject lightly. It's like you have to go. It's your boy. It's a bachelor party. You have to go to that.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. It's awesome. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Vegas looks like. In COVID, first weekend of March Madness. I am concerned a bit now, though, about we had talked in a recent episode about what I had thought my budget would be for how much I'd be willing to lose gambling.
Oh yeah.
And I have to revise that.
You said 2,000.
I had said 2,000.
Too high?
Way too high.
Yeah. It seemed high when you said it.
One of the reasons I said that was because I had sold all these sneakers and I had been given all this cash, and I was like, well, that was easy if I could just go sell more sneakers. And then I tried to go sell more sneakers, and then the pairs that I brought in, they were like, we don't fucking want these.
Dude, that's the worst. Like when you have a big day consigning and then you just think that this is what you're going to get forever.
I was sitting on a gold mine. I brought 3 more pairs in. They were like, we'll take these ones for $120 and then we don't want the other 2.
You didn't like
And I was
these on
like,
fire.
what? So I now, and a lot of the cash that I had allocated for the bachelor party I ended up giving to my cleaning lady over the course of 4 weeks because she only takes cash. So that dwindled. And then, of course, I had pretty hefty credit card bills over in Jackson Hole. Not terrible, but substantial. And then we bought another fucking couch
Yeah. Gee, I saw it. Looks
while
nice.
I was away. Yeah, it sure looks nice. Whatever.
While
dude.
you're away is great. Oh, what's this?
She calls me. I'm on the chairlift. I'm like, what am I supposed to say?
Babe, I found a great couch.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I mean,
What?
had a full on panic attack. Then I got into a fight with my buddy.
Oh, you had some beef in the
A little
Bachelor?
bit.
What happened?
The groom. We're tight enough. We fight a lot, he and I. We're very abrasive people. And he's, he loves to push my buttons and then I flip out and it's a spectacle.
So, do you have a short fuse?
With him. With certain
I've noticed
people.
that some people get under your skin.
Some people, because they know my buttons, and then they, instead of being nice people and like knowing I'm sensitive about certain things and avoiding those topics,
They go right for it.
they're like, I want to, if I press this button, the machine's going to explode.
Get Francis going.
Like, who gather round, folks? Let's watch a fucking show here.
What are your buttons?
I
know politics you don't love.
No, that's
Depending on the way the
that's
subject
less
is
of
approached.
a button. That's less of a button. I think it's like personal issues. This buddy of mine used to like make comments about my skin. That would drive me fucking crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He would when I'd get sunburned at the beach or sometimes I'd have to put so much sunscreen on that it would like clog my pores, and occasionally I'd get like a pimple or something, on my shoulder because my skin was so covered in sunscreen. And then he'd come up and point it out and be like, dude, that's disgusting. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm trying not to fucking die.
Oh my god.
Stuff like that. Yeah, so he's a bit of a bully, right?
Yeah.
But in this particular instance, I had the phone call with my girlfriend about the couch. It's a smaller couch. It's like a little sofa to complete the living room. We had the option of going with a chaise for the couch, which would have been very expensive, or adding another sofa so that people could have full seating. And now it's done. She bought it. She found this sale. I didn't want us to because we had just bought the other fucking couch and I wanted to space out these big payments.
Yeah.
to let
Those
my
are big purchases,
credit cards
big
breathe
purchases.
a little bit. But eventually I was like, all right, I guess go for it.
Dude, May 2020 is never coming back, dude.
No.
The surplus days. Those are over. Those
the
days are
days
done.
of breathing room.
Those days are over.
Oh my God.
It's now the days of when
Yeah.
am I going to take my
New
own
York
life?
is back.
New York is unfortunately.
New York has reared its ugly, expensive head.
Um,
So then on the heels of that conversation, I voiced my my sadness to my buddy of, man, furniture so expensive. And he just bought a house, so he's been furnishing that. And he's like, tell me about it. And we're kind of just going back and forth about it. And then I cracked a joke saying, I said something like, I said, well, I just tell her that for every new couch we buy, that just kicks the can down the road for when I'll be able to afford her expensive engagement ring.
uh-huh.
Right? Like joke. And he was like, and I said something like, I'll be able to afford her, her $25,000 engagement ring. And he was like, that you can't just spend $25,000 on an engagement ring, right? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, you can't just buy a $4,000 couch and then think that you can only spend $25,000 on an engagement ring. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like that they're not.
Right.
There's no
where did this rule
algorithm
come from? Yeah.
for couch spend as a ratio to engagement ring spend. And I start getting like huffing and puffing, and he's like you pretend that you're like you buy certain things to give off this you live a certain rich lifestyle in certain areas, but then you're very spendthrift in others. And then now I'm like, well, this is getting personal. And I said something about how his fiance had brainwashed him into thinking that there were these rules about what you need to spend as a minimum. And then he took that personally. And next thing you know, we're practically taking our mittens off. Fucking
Taking
throw
our
bows,
mittens off, dude.
bows on the chairlift.
That's great.
And people were like, all right, hey. Everyone's like stepping in. And I'm like, give me a break. We talk like this all the time.
And then it was completely fine.
It was.
Was it tense momentarily?
It was.
I hate that. I hate when that happens.
But he and I do this a lot.
Dude,
And I
that's
don't
such
like it.
I don't like that either.
I don't like it.
And I especially don't like the nature of that conversation because of it's just like a judgmental conversation. It's like it's not, and I'm not trying to like critique your boy. I'm sure he's a great guy. I don't know if I know him or not. But like it's none of his fucking business. Like who is he to tell you what you're supposed to or not do?
I agree.
It's annoying.
I agree. And
I don't give a fuck what you do.
I should have said that.
Yeah.
But instead
You were like, I need
threw
to
back a personal jab.
And I understand that impulse to do that.
But that was probably wrong on my part. I should have risen above.
Two wrongs don't make a right, but sometimes it's like, you can only take so much shit from people before it starts to get annoying. But dude, I had kind of a revelation the other night. I'll talk more about this when it gets a little further down the road because it just feels too soon to disclose the nature of what this trip I was on was. I guess we can leave it at that.
Did you go somewhere?
No.
Oh.
but I really want to like try to focus on like not projecting shit like that, like on people. You know what I mean? Like giving.
What do you mean?
Like trying to just give my friends the benefit of the doubt, not assuming that my way is correct, and like listening to what my friends have to say. If it means something to them, not like putting my own spin on it, just like taking it for what it is. Is this making sense?
It does, and it rings true to my situation.
Yeah.
Because afterwards, my buddy was like, in no way did I say that as a personal attack.
Right.
And I was like, well, listen, we've known each other long enough that at the very least, you would have known that I would take it personally.
Right.
But
yeah, I suppose it didn't have to escalate. But apparently he struck a nerve.
He strikes nerves always with me. And I don't know if it's because he's particularly good at what he does or if I'm just unusually sensitive to him.
Right. Some people just know, like, you're more susceptible, not you specifically, but in general, certain people just get under your skin more than others, man.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
No. But dude, on Saturday night, the big dinner night with the boys, I had spent 3 hours of the flight out there writing a very long roast toast to him.
Nice, fun.
And I, was the only one speaking. And I did this, and people were falling out of their chairs, and it reinvigorated my desire to do stand-up.
Good. Dude, I told you, man. I told you that day was coming. I told you.
It was a roast toast at a bachelor party that made me miss performing.
Great.
Which
dude.
was really out of nowhere.
It's a nice, dude. I'm really happy. I knew that
filled
day
out
was
my
coming.
avails for the stand.
I told you.
I'm
I told
excited
you.
to get back up there.
Great.
So that'll be. By the way, after I did my toast, we played this game, which I cannot suggest highly enough for bachelor parties, even bachelorette parties. So it was 2 truths and a lie about The Bachelor.
Okay.
Everyone
That's
around
funny.
the table stood up and offered it. Now, here's what makes it really fun, though. Everyone gets like a poker chip, their own poker chip, right, with their name written on it. And then there's a 1 column, a 2 column, and a 3 column. The first story, the second story, the third story. And after each person goes, you vote on which thing you think is the lie.
Okay.
Right? And everyone who gets it right gets a red poker chip. And then everyone puts in $20. And at the end, the person with the most red poker chips
Gets the pot.
wins,
Fun.
90% of the pot. Second place gets their money back, whatever
Got
it is.
Got it.
And so you make it a really fun game, but it's a great way. And by the way, to keep the Bachelor or the Bachelorette, engaged, after the person has done their thing and after when everyone has voted, the Bachelor or the Bachelorette gets to say what they think the lie is.
Okay.
Because sometimes these memories are so
right.
far back
Right. They don't even remember.
that they're not even sure. And it's super fun, dude. It was one of the best constructions that I've ever seen for a bachelor party.
That's really
And I
clever.
can't tell. And anybody going on one of these things, pitch this idea. If you have questions, just DM us about it. But
2 truths and a lie.
2 truths and a lie, but you add the voting element. Everyone's engaged. It's super fun. Everyone gets to speak their turn. Keep them short. Like do a time limit. People get like 2 minutes at most.
Right. That's good.
Sometimes people went as quickly as like in 2013, we went on a fishing trip and so drank 12 beers
Right.
or whatever. And like, whatever, just quick, but so fun.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's very dope.
I've been
Love it.
talking this whole episode and I do that a lot. So I apologize.
Dude, it's fine. One thing I'm excited about though, dude, I'm glad that you feel, reinvigorated by the idea of performing. Someday down the road, it's inevitable that there's going to be Oops live shows.
Hell yeah.
So, stay tuned for that. It's unclear when that's going to be a thing, but that will be fun.
Hell yeah.
I'm excited.
I completely agree. I have other stuff, but I think I'll save it for a later episode.
I think that's a good stopping point for sure.
Fun. Hey, we appreciate everyone. Honestly, I've been getting so many fucking messages from people
It's the best.
who enjoy our podcast, and it really seems to be growing. And
We got a
as
great
usual,
little community, man.
It's so fun. We love you guys. It's really
we really
worth
do.
it because people are listening and engaging. So keep doing that.
We
We
love talking to
appreciate
you.
you. Yeah.
For sure.
Awesome.
Good shit. So follow us, Oops the Podcast, oopsthepodcast@gmail.com. I'm at Not Julio. He's at Francis C.C. Ellis. Follow us on TikTok at Oops the Podcast. We got some other cool projects and things in the works, and we'll keep you guys posted.
Great.
If you like this video, we have a bunch more. Just like and subscribe to our channel, and you can get all the videos you want.
Oops.